unravels a mysterious murder from the past.
This is a spicy case. Spicy.
To understand how Singapore turned from a city of vice.
Singapore was a Chicago of the East. Clashes and shootings were rampant.
Into one of the safest in the world.
When the caning started, holy smoke, it was a game changer.
Into the Vault 3, Wednesday on CNA.
It's a human catastrophe of epic proportions. Thousands are dying every day in India as it battles the raging coronavirus crisis.
हमारे सामने उन्होंने दम तोड़ा, हम कुछ नहीं कर पाए.
मेरी वाइफ चली गई, मेरे दोनों ब्रदर इन लॉ गए और मदर इन लॉ एक्सपायर्ड हो गई.
Has India lost control of the pandemic?
If you step out right now, you step out to die.
India's COVID catastrophe. Insight, Thursday on CNA.
CNA Leadership Summit. Presenting partner, Daikin.
The human cost of the climate crisis will become even greater.
A timely conversation on one of the biggest challenges facing the world today.
Climate change will affect every single person. A leadership summit is imperative.
In order to bring various leaders together to start thinking about sustainability.
Observing stringent safety measures, business leaders and decision makers gathered physically and virtually to discuss collective actions for a green recovery.
The message delivered was one of hope, that there are many solutions out there for climate change.
A big thank you to all the panellists and participants at this year's CNA Leadership Summit. Organised by MediaCorp. Official car partner, BMW. Official partner, RBC, Royal Bank of Canada.
Updating business now. Indonesia is looking to crack down on companies that avoid paying taxes. The Finance Ministry is considering an alternative minimum tax approach. It's part of sweeping tax reforms that the Finance Minister laid out in Parliament. And there are also plans to introduce a new upper band for individual income taxes. That's to charge 35% for a portion of income for those earning more than 5 billion rupiah a year. That amounts to almost $350,000 US. Small and medium-sized companies in Hong Kong are struggling as the pandemic drags on. Firms say they want more help from the government, as Roland Lim reports.
Ray Orr, who once led Hong Kong's Muay Thai team in international competition, is trained in the School of Hard Knocks. But not since running his own Muay Thai and fitness gym for the past 10 years has business been hit so hard. Fitness centres like Orr's were closed for nearly 7 out of the past 12 months in a bid to stop the spread of the coronavirus.
絕對係對我哋行業非常之唔公平。喺我哋呢個俾人停業，俾政府強制停業咗幾次啦。咁其實咧係可以咁講，冇一次咧係關我哋事，個疫情控制唔到啦。跟住就喺我哋呢個行業係基本上係冇乜感染嘅個案情況之下咧，就無端白事停咗我哋。
Orr, who's also the convener of the Fitness and Combat Sports Alliance, representing more than 200 gym operators, estimates that more than a third of gyms in the territory are permanently down for the count. During the tough times, Orr stayed afloat by increasing promotions for private and group classes, slashing prices in a bid to get more customers by word of mouth.
Businesses have suffered a great blow because of COVID-19 this past 12 months. According to one recent survey by CPA Australia, confidence is at its lowest level 2 years running among all Asian Pacific cities surveyed, and that only 21% of small businesses expect to expand this year.
More than $1.2 billion of relief measures have been dished out by the government in its latest budget for small and medium-sized enterprises, including extra funds for companies to diversify their markets. Hong Kong Small and Medium Enterprises Association President Pamela Mark says measures like the government's full guarantee loan scheme would be a much-needed shot in the arm for struggling businesses during the tough patch. Mark runs a wholesale and retail wine business and opened her outlet in Yuen Long, a township next to the Chinese border, because more than half of her customers were from the mainland. These visitors have since dried up, as the city has yet to reopen its borders to Chinese tourists.
That's why we face the turnover going down, okay, more than at least 60%. Some of the restaurants around us, they are, because of the social distancing, they are locked down, okay? And then we drop our business to 80%.
Instead, she's uncorked a whole crate of new customers by engaging social media and apps. But driving the business through digital channels only gets you so far, when many small businesses here are in the catering trade or rely on overseas visitors or do import-export business. Most are pining their hopes on the vaccination program to return the city to normality and to get spending flowing again.
And that's a business update. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, Liz. Singapore has approved a locally developed breath test which promises to detect COVID-19 within 60 seconds. That's the first test to receive provisional approval from the Health Sciences Authority. The technology is going to be trialled on incoming buses and lorry drivers at Tuas Checkpoint. Its developer, Breathenix, is working with the Health Ministry to deploy the test alongside compulsory antigen rapid tests. People who test positive will still need to take the gold standard PCR swab test for confirmation, though. The breath tests are expected to lighten the load on PCR testing labs, saving time and money for on-site screenings. Breathenix is also looking to roll out the test to other high-traffic locations like airports and sporting events. But an expert says that more evaluation is needed.
Because it's detecting volatiles in breath that are not there in healthy people. So if anyone has got any illness, obviously they will have these volatiles. But if you want to distinguish people who are sick from people who are well, then it might work. It might be useful. However, there is a caveat here. The caveat is that if a person is asymptomatic and not showing these symptoms, or these volatiles are present in very low levels, this may be an issue.
So far, we have achieved a sensitivity of 85% and a specificity of 97%. So basically, sensitivity means the accuracy of detecting true positive, and the specificity means the accuracy of detecting true negative. So far, our approval in Singapore can give us access to certain countries, but we are still working on the regulatory part to make sure we are able to sell in those markets.
That's a wrap for Asia Tonight. Headlines anytime at CNA.Asia.
And you can find us on Facebook, YouTube and Twitter. Good night.
Look forward to brighter skies. The weather, sponsored by Qatar Airways.